Well, Michael, a very far cry from the beautiful weather that prevailed last week as we start with race one. Horse number 9 is Lunging Leopard and talented work rider France Samela.
Yes, Andrew, she's been out for a while because she had a wind problem and we sorted that out, hence a poor last run. She's improved quite a bit in work and doing really well. I wouldn't be surprised if she runs into the money.
Gov as WOODRUFF pedigree as you'll ever find, New Delhi, the daughter of Tiger Ridge. I'm not entirely convinced that her last start is a true ability because her penultimate start there, 2 winners out of that form line, namely Cat's Whiskers and Lady Torreira, both in front and behind of her. So with a nice draw, she's got to have some sort of a chance here, I would think.
Andy, I would think so. We jumped from an 1160 to a 1600, and I think it was maybe a little far for her. So back, to a 1450 now, I think she'll prefer that. And she's quite a tricky filly. I think she's got to be ridden just right. This time we've got a 1 draw, which is fantastic for a change. And Goodman, I think, is a very capable work rider. He knows exactly what we want of him, and that's just to come out, sit as long as you can, and try and put her into the firing line as late as you can. And should it work out, I think she would be a competitive runner here for sure. The computer form says she wasn't striding out last time. Well, we didn't find anything amiss really. She's not a very good actioned filly, which can be, I think, a little misleading. But she's taken a long time to strengthen up and to furnish properly. She's quite a big filly, and to harden up. So she's really, I think she's getting there now, and yeah, I give her a fair chance.
All right, Sean, a busy start to the day with 4 runners in the second of the afternoon, bulleting home. Cage Fighter, who comes from KwaZulu-Natal, the Hangman, and Tiger's Retreat.
Unfortunately, we have to run that amount of horses to keep these races alive. It's not straightforward. I think bulleting home, if the race worked out for him, is probably the stable elect. But I mean, the Hangman is in good shape, and Tiger's Retreat, you can put a line through his last run. Cage Fighter is probably 4th best, but bulleting home should be the right one, but healthy respect for the other 2.
Just from an interest point of view, your decision to bring Cage Fighter from KwaZulu-Natal?
Yeah, listen, he's going nowhere. He's just been running a few places, and I thought he was a little better than that. At the end of the day, we're also very limited with space in Natal. I can't even get my feature race horses there because I don't have stables. So we have to just start bringing these horses up bits and pieces to try and just make space for some of the bigger horses.
And I suppose sometimes you've got to believe that a change is as good as a holiday.
Yeah, sure. At the end of the day, we're trying to make the right moves with the right horses, but a lot of it's got to do with stabling.
First leg of the pick 6, you've got 3 runners in number 2, Miss Whitefire with Carl Zechner, 3, Oasis Queen, JP van der Merwe, and number 8, Sweet Serenade with Calvin and Globo.
Yes, Andrew, the one who surprised me was the one, Sweet Serenade. Her last run was a very, very much improved run. She ran a nice race for Calvin. Wouldn't surprise me if she won a race of this nature. She's not a bad filly at home, puts up some decent work and must be in the race with an undeniable chance. The other one with Carl on Miss Whitefire, she ran a very good second first time out, a little disappointing the next start, and then an improved run the next time, because the time when she ran third, Beckoning beat her quite a way, and she was just behind Beckoning last start, so it was a better run. But she's a limited filly. I'm possibly going to win 1, maybe 2 races, but she should be in the money as well. And the Oasis Dream, she ran a nice race, her first run. She wasn't ready for the run. We just put her in. She'd done enough work to warrant her run. Was running on steadily. I wouldn't say flying at the finish, but running on steadily. Wouldn't surprise to see her in the shake-up either.
Okay, super. First leg of the jackpot, you've got number 5, In the Moment, with a very much informed Lyle Hewitson.
Yes, it's a horse that I think is probably going to do very well on the poly in Durban. he's actually in. He's going to run in Durban the following week if he doesn't win here, and I'll give him a sort of a chance because this horse is not run to his potential. He always just disappoints a little bit. I think he does like the inside course, and maybe we should just give him a bit of a chance and he'll run on well. But having said that, a place would probably be happy.
Race number 6 with a very handy galloping weight. Horse number 11 is Secunda's Victory. Also comes from KwaZulu-Natal with apprentice Majorca aboard.
Yes, he's a little bit under sufferance at the weights. I'm hoping the claim will sort that out. A competitive race, and if you had to run into the money, I'd be happy.
Clayton, just the 4 runners on Saturday, starting off in the 6th race with a pair of Kenan and Talbek. And I'd like to refer to Kenan first of all because one of the shrewdest men in town, Matthew Stevens, the Whisperer, picked this horse up when he was put in a handicap for the first time, when he was backed right off the boards, and he didn't fail to impress.
Yes, obviously I made it quite clear that he's won both his starts in open handicap races. So, look, he's a type of horse that obviously we feel that he's got a bit of a future. The race I think the distance will probably be up his alley on Saturday. He's a type of horse that it doesn't really show much work back at home, but just going on his well-being and the way his attitude is at the moment, I feel that it's a type of race that he could possibly come away with there.
Stable companion?
Talbek, yes, a horse that's obviously improving with racing. He's getting better all the while. He shows very good work. I can't fault his work at the moment. Also, the trip will obviously suit him. He's bred to stay the trip. So, look, obviously expecting a nice run from him as well. Dropping in class, he comes out of the Derby trial race. So I don't see why he can't be quite competitive in that race.
Horse number 4 in race 7, Miller's World, goes for a hat-trick and looks progressive.
Yes, definitely on the way up. It was his first run back, and he should be competitive in this race. It would be nice if he could run for a hat-trick.
On to race number 7, where Capricorn Ridge is clearly not going to Hollywood, but I believe that he's much better than his form.
Yes, he is. He's a type of horse that I know Mr. Cock really likes him. He just keeps him going, keeps him ticking along all the time. So the distance will probably suit him on Saturday, and we're expecting a better run from him.
Yeah, I must admit, I've got that feeling that there's a bit of a soft spot for this horse, even though he's not a big earner. There's got to be some day that the penny drops.
Yes. Look, he's 5 going on 6, but I think he's done quite well for Mr. Cock and the other owners concerned. So, look, he's a nice horse to work with. He doesn't give us a day's problems. So, hopefully he can pop up and run an improved race from last time.
Excellent. And then on to the final leg of the jackpot, number 2, Spundy Sailor. The record shows she's a one-time winner, but on that performance where she lost the race in the boardroom, she's got to be well in here.
Andrew, she's a nice filly, she's improving all the while, typical Jetmaster type filly. She ran a nice race last time behind a very, very good horse of Michael de Kock's horse that has quite a bit of a reputation, another Russia. Yes. We put over the 18, took the blinkers off because I was scared she might be a bit keen of the blinkers. I've popped the blinkers back on her because all her previous starts had the blinkers on. There are 1 or 2 horses in the race. Sean Terry has a strong coupling, and Stewie Pettigrew's form line isn't bad. It's faultless at the moment. So we have to respect him, but I don't think my filly's without a chance, and I wouldn't be at all surprised if you won a race of this nature.
And then Lexicon runs alongside Elusive Spirit. Both of them look to have fighting chances, with Spundy Sailor and Michael AZZIE will have some sort of a line.
Yeah, I don't think it's a strong race. It's quite opened, and my 2, they haven't won for some time. They would both have each way chances.
And then the final race on the program, race 9, you've got horses 11 and 7, Can You Hear Me, and Grazer Rockin'.
Yeah, Can You Hear Me goes on to a sale on the 20th. I don't believe we got the best out of this horse. He's a lovely looking individual, and he's got a lovely action. I'm expecting decent improvement here, and Grazer Rockin', you can put a line through his last run completely, In fact, the run before that, he was also not given a clear passage. He should improve in a big way.
N-Bar is in race number 9. He's number 1, and Sherman Brown's obviously been doing a bit of work over here, throwing them in the odd bone.
Yeah, he does do quite a bit of work for us. You'd probably be happy that he's retained the ride on him. Look, a horse that's obviously improving as well. I thought maybe just a touch too far last time. I think the distance will be up his alley on Saturday. He's doing very well, so I'm expecting a very good run from him.